Episode 56 DJ. Former President of Kiribati backs legal case against Australia over inaction on climate crisis. Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity. Anodi Tong says that Australia needs to take responsibility for emissions caused by the export of its fossil fuels. A former Pacific Island president has backed a Torres Strait Islander-led legal case to hold the Australian government accountable for climate crisis inaction. On Monday, Anodi Tong, the former president of Kiribati, signed a statement of solidarity with Paul Kabai and Pabai Pabai, who have taken the government to court, demanding further emissions reductions in line with science. The two Torres Strait Islander men hail from the Boigu and Saibai communities on two of Australia's northernmost inhabited islands. Low-lying Saibai is just 4 kilometers from Papua New Guinea, and both islands are regularly flooded by seawater. The pair are leading a landmark class action on behalf of their island communities, arguing the Commonwealth of Australia is acting unlawfully in failing to stop climate change that, if unchecked, will destroy their homelands. Tong lent his support and said Australia needed to do more to cut emissions. The Australian government is stepping up with cutting domestic emissions and committing to a zero-emission level by 2050, which is good. The real challenge is exported fossil fuels, oil and gas, which are a lot more substantial than what would be emitted domestically, he said. The Australian government sometimes feels exporting is not their problem. It's the problem of the importing country, but exporting contributes to global emissions. Tong backed the case after a week-long visit to the two indigenous communities, Pabai Pabai and Paul Kabai on Boigu Island in the Torres Strait. The pair filed a lawsuit in 2021 aimed at forcing the Australian government to protect them from climate change through deeper cuts to carbon emissions. Tong served as president of Kiribati from 2003 to 2016, and has met with global leaders including former U.S. President Barack Obama on climate advocacy. United Kingdom. UK, Leicester. Key reason why wood-burning stoves won't be banned in Britain, Leicestershire Live. Leicester Mercury. Wood-burning stoves and log burners have come under much scrutiny over the pollution they produce. UK, London. GLID equals IWER 397BA3AKO-1F3 Abeco 0 GVLJCSQY4K0R0 J9EOJTSAW7ATO GV1UZHGM. Patrick Lee. At Patrick Lee. April 20th, 19 tweets, 7-minute read on Twitter. SE London. Communications Manager at Urban Health, focusing on the health effects of air pollution. Views are my own. Lots of talk about air pollution, and it seems a lot of disagreement about why poor air quality is such a big deal. So, what are the health effects of air pollution? Brace yourself, it's a difficult read, but links to research included. Backhand index pointing down thread. The more air pollution you breathe, the more likely it is you'll develop cancer. For every 10 microgram per cubic meter, G/M superscript 3, of increased exposure to PM 2.5, the risk of dying from any cancer rises by 22%. Exposure to particulate air pollutants associated with numerous cancers. University of Birmingham researchers have found that long-term exposure to environmental pollutants was associated with increased risk of mortality for many types of. The more fine particulate matter pollution you are exposed to, the more likely you are to die from cardiopulmonary disease or lung cancer. An association between air pollution and mortality in 6 U.S. cities, PubMed. Although the effects of other, unmeasured risk factors cannot be excluded with certainty, these results suggest that fine particulate air pollution, or a more complex pollution mixture associated with https://pubmed.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov/8179653. Each 10 micrograms per cubic meter elevation in fine particulate air pollution was associated with approximately a 4%, 6%, and 8% increased risk of all-cause, cardiopulmonary, and lung cancer mortality, respectively. Lung cancer, cardiopulmonary mortality, and long-term exposure to fine particulate air pollution. Context associations have been found between day-to-day particulate air pollution and increased risk of various adverse health outcomes, including cardiopulmonary mortality. However, studies of air pollution affects people throughout their entire lives. From before birth to death, air pollution increases the risk of stroke, dementia, cancer, multiple longer-term illness including respiratory and cardiovascular disease, and early death. Review highlights lifelong health impacts of air pollution. Imperial News, Imperial College London. A new review of evidence highlights the impact air pollution has on health across the life course, from before birth through to old age. In the UK, this means outdoor air pollution is thought to contribute up to 43,000 deaths in the UK every year. Post.parliament.uk/research brief. Globally, air pollution is thought to contribute to 1 in 5 deaths. hsph.harvard.edu/seechange/news/ Fossil fuel air pollution responsible for 1 in 5 deaths worldwide. New research finds that deaths from fossil fuel emissions are higher than previously thought, more than 8 million people per year, worldwide. Active_tab equals 1 and articles_page equals 11 and research_page equals 2 #text equals worldwide %2c %20 air %20 pollution %20 from %20 burning population %20 of %20 new %20 York %20 city. At Dwallaswells summarizes it pretty well. Air pollution is cutting short the lives of billions of people by up to 6 years, making it a far greater killer than smoking, car crashes, or HIV/AIDS. Home AQLI, produced by the Energy Policy Institute at the University of Chicago. EPIC, the Air Quality Life Index, or AQLI, converts air pollution concentrations into their impact on life expectancy. https://aqli.epic.uchicago.edu. Even low levels of air pollution damages health. healtheffects.org/system/files/b. Good news. The more a city cleans up its air, the longer the life expectancy of its inhabitants. Air pollution affects babies in the womb. Air pollution causes lifelong health problems for babies in the womb and is causing a global health catastrophe. Impact of London's road traffic air and noise pollution on birth weight. Retrospective population-based cohort study objective to investigate the relation between exposure to both air and noise pollution from road traffic and birth weight outcomes. Design retrospective population-based cohort study. Setting greet. https://www.bmj.com/content/359/bmj.j5299. Air pollution is as bad for pregnant women as smoking in raising the risk of miscarriage. Air pollution as bad as smoking in increasing risk of miscarriage. Scientists called studies' findings upsetting and said toxic air must be cut. Air pollution is already known to harm fetuses by increasing the risk of premature birth and low birth weight. Recent research has also found pollution particles in placentas. Via %3D WHO. Air pollution is a social justice issue. In countries of every level of income, the health effects of air pollution are most frequent and more severe among the poor and the marginalized. And air pollution affects people who contribute the least, like children, older people, people with health conditions. People most affected by air pollution from cars often can't afford to drive. It's unfair. Air pollution is an example of racial injustice. Deprived and BAME schoolchildren in London experience greater air pollution burden.